Well, so we just would want to bring you up to speed with the latest of the Money News Roundup. You want to start? At least just giving our viewers a gist of what the headlines will be before we bring them the details of the news.
Yes, so the first one says Ghana takes massive steps on the road to Brazil 2040 routine. It just 6-1 in the World Cup qualification.
Good. Wow. So the next one, President Mahama is assuring that the prospects of the nation are bright at this year's Eid al-Adha prayers, and he assured Muslims that all efforts are being made to ensure the socio-economic development of the Zongo communities.
And the government again secures a loan to build 9,000 housing units. Yes, I mean, but that deficit.
Yes,
you know,
but that really is good news, and especially when we have a lot more Ghanaians who don't have access to housing. That is positive, don't you think?
Yeah.
Well, so we have to bring you the details, and we're starting now. Well, it was a match so hyped, many worried the Black Stars against one of their most feared opponents on the continent will be lucky to get off with even a win. It, however, turned out to be a virtually one-sided game in which they won up their Egyptian counterpart, the Pharaohs, by 6-1. Indeed, it was one of the most impressive performances of the Black Stars in recent times. Here are the goals or highlights as they reigned in the thriller in the Garden.
Essien, out of favour at club level, still a star at international level. Waris to Jan. Asamoah Gyan scores! 5 minutes in, and Ghana are in the lead. Solomon gives it away to Andre Ayew. Ayew past the first man. Essien came from an onside position. Michael Essien, brilliant play from Essien. Oh, did he take one touch too far? It's gone in, it's an own goal. It's off Goma, the Egyptian captain, and Ghana have their second goal. It's no more than they deserve. Agony for Sheriff Ekwe. Goal cushion before the interval. Suleiman Tari to take the free kick. It's a very good one, and it's 3-1. It is Waris who went so close with a header, kept out by... Nice skill from the centre-half. It's cross from Muntari with the acrobatics. Oh, and it's 4-1. Asamoah Gyan with his second of the game. Sharp reactions from the Ghanaian captain. Muntari did very well to improvise something after Akaminko. Suleiman Tari sends El Chinawi the wrong way, low into the corner. 5-1 Ghana. This would be a record win for them over the Egyptians. It's gone exactly as James Kwesi Appiah would have hoped. Badu. Atsu now trying to accelerate play. Christian Atsu. Oh, it's in, it's 6. The substitute scores. Christian Atsu. That's the icing on the cake for Ghana. He scored once in 3 qualifying matches. The 21-year-old who made his international debut only last year.
Oh, an exciting time yesterday.
Yeah,
and where were you watching the match?
I was home and I'm like, yay, you know. But I really felt sorry for Bob Bradley.
You were?
United States, I mean Egypt, seriously, it was bad.
Well, it just shows that the Black Stars have class, and the concentration and the teamwork yesterday was just
yes, teamwork, that's the word, and unity among the players, so it worked, yeah. In other news, fans were so excited, and here are some of the scenes captured in Kumasi and in Accra, the capital.
What do you have to say? What I have to say, we are all enjoying what Black Stars have done for Ghana. We have achieved total victory, and we are going to qualify to Brazil 2014. Well, thank you very much. My brother is here. How do you have to say?
Well, what I'm saying is we need to thank Allah first. Apart from that, we need to take this match as a draw before we go to Egypt. Definitely Ghana will be at the Brazil.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I just have to fly all the way from New York just to watch this game because we believe in Ghana. We're going to Brazil, so we're hoping to see our Ghanaians over there.
Okay, we still have some ladies here. Yes. What do you have to say? Okay, so thank you very much. I have somebody here. What do you have to say?
Yo, Masana Nijia Baro, Ghana Visiata. Yes, we are almost a Ghana, and a boy Aboro, maybe a movie Sada.
President John Mahama says the Criminal Investigation Department of Ghana Police Service has started interrogation official mentioned in corrupt practices at the Ghana Youth Employment and Entrepreneurial Development Agency, that's GIDA. Speaking of this year's Lada celebration at the Independence Square in Accra, the president reiterated his commitment to fighting corruption.
Hundreds of Muslims joined their colleagues worldwide to celebrate this year's Eid al-Adha at the Independence Square in Accra. Eid al-Adha, also called the Feast of the Sacrifice, is celebrated by Muslims worldwide to honor the willingness of Abraham to sacrifice his young firstborn son Ishmael as an act of submission to Allah. Muslims use the occasion of Eid al-Adha to pray to Allah and to glorify His name for His grace and favors. President Mahama, who addressed the large Muslim faithfuls, disclosed that the Criminal Investigation Department of the Ghana Police Service has started interrogating officials allegedly involved in corrupt practices at the Ghana Youth Employment and Entrepreneurial Development Agency, GIDA.
All of you to join me in this fight. The president cannot fight it alone. On corruption that is brought to our attention, we have been project and we are implementing the recommendations. Those who were indicted in the reports, I'm happy to say the CID has invited them and commenced investigations into what they did. And if they are found culpable, the dockets will be prepared and given to the Attorney General in order that they be prosecuted.
President John Dramani Mahama also used the occasion to condemn the terrorist attacks at the Westgate shopping mall in Kenya.
I thank God our country, Ghana, has so far been spared the scourge of terrorism. But let us not take things for granted. No country in this world, no person in this world is free from the scourge of terrorism. Terrorism in any part of the world is an affliction on the whole world. And all of us are vulnerable. One of the major tenets of our Constitution is the freedom of worship. And I'm happy that in Ghana, we all exercise that freedom in peace and love. Everybody is free to go about his faith without harassment or without oppression. And we must strongly safeguard that particular tenet of our Constitution.
Touching on the economy, President Mahama assured that the current economic hardship facing the nation will be over next year. He later wished all Muslims a happy Eid al-Adha and also congratulated the National Chief Imam, Sheikh Dr. Nuhu Shaributu, for his immense contribution to the peace the country is currently enjoying. A bull was later slaughtered by the Chief Imam to signify the start of the celebrations.
Well, so we now turn our attention to housing, where government has secured a loan of $400 million from the Credit Suisse and Barclays Bank for the construction of some 9,120 housing units. Well, the loan will be disbursed to Construtora OAS Limited for the construction of 5,000 housing units at a cost of some $200 million, and Itaconstruct International Limited for the construction of 4,120 units with different designs and specifications, also at a cost of $200 million US. Ghana's housing deficit currently stands at 1.7 million units. To be able to address the deficit and accommodate new households, there is also the need for a minimum annual delivery of about 85,000 units over a period of the next 20 years.
67 foreign nationals have been arrested by the Ghana Immigration Service at the La Club T on the Spintex Road here in Accra. The suspects are said to have been involved in prostitution and internet scams.
Those arrested are of Nigerian, Liberian, British, Togolese and Indian nationalities with their ages from 20 and 40 years. The 67 arrested are made up of 30 males and 37 females. The exercises were carried out by personnel drawn from the Anti-Human Smuggling and Trafficking in Persons units, as well as the Operations, Intelligence and Enforcement units within the Ghana Immigration Service. The operation was conducted in the early hours of Sunday, October 13, at two locations within La and the Spintex Road, after intelligence had been gathered to the effect that some foreigners were residing in these locations without the regularization of their stay. Meanwhile, the Immigration Service says further investigations are being conducted on those arrested.
This is your machine. Is that the one? Look, that's the machine. Yeah, that is. Okay, that's the machine. Yes, sir. Okay, what's the this thing? Get me some paper.
All the bags you come. You empty the bags for me. Huh?
Sit down. Sit down. Get down. Sit down.
Justice Kwesi Forson reporting for Joy News.
Drivers and residents of Ashaiman near Tema may have to resolve their continuous difficulties in getting access to roads as bad roads continue to be a bane in the area until funds are released for the construction of roads to continue. 4 months after the contractor began reconstruction, work has stalled. Marian Toure has more. Well, that's it for the news headlines we have for today. We'll keep you up to speed with the latest as far as we're concerned of the most topical issues that might have been trending on the internet or social media, as well as
get interactive on on WhatsApp at 0544334722 and on short code 1760.
And we have the Facebook page is Joy News on TV, and when you get to Facebook, please get access to that very page. You get to communicate as much as possible, and we also get to relay those messages to you in the course of this whole program.
Twitter, Facebook, Akosia, RealWalker.Ghana, right?
No, Real Walker Ghana.
Well, okay.
Okay, so Real Walker Ghana on Twitter, and please get interactive. In the meantime, well, we're going for
a quick break,
and then we come back with some sports highlights.
All right. So welcome back, and up next is sports. We're looking at the highlights of the Ghana-Egypt match.
Essien out of favour at club level, still a star at international level. Waris to Jan. Asamoah Gyan scores! 5 minutes in, and Ghana are in the lead. Solomon gives it away to Andre Ayew. Ayew past the first man. Essien came from an onside position. Michael Essien, brilliant play from Essien. Oh, did he take one touch too far? It's gone in, it's an own goal. It's off Goma, the Egyptian captain, and Ghana have their second goal. It's no more than they deserve. Agony for Sheriff Ekwe. Goal cushion before the interval. Sulimuntari to take the free kick. It's a very good one, and it's 3-1. It is Waris who went so close with a header, kept out by... Nice skill from the centre-half. It's cross from Muntari with the acrobatics. Oh, and it's 4-1. Asamoah Gyan with his second of the game. Sharp reactions from the Ghanaian captain. Muntari did very well to improvise something after Akaminko. Sulimuntari sends El Chinawi the wrong way, low into the corner. 5-1 Ghana. This would be a record win for them over the Egyptians. It's gone exactly as James Kwesi Appiah would have hoped. Badu. Atsu now trying to accelerate play. Christian Atsu. Oh, it's in, it's 6. The substitute scores. Christian Atsu. That's the icing on the cake for Ghana. He scored once in 3 qualifying matches. The 21-year-old who made his international debut only last year.
And yesterday, the social media pages were all bustling with a lot of comments from not only ardent football followers, but also just general people who just were excited about the game. But in the thick of affairs were the players, and our cameras captured Sulimuntari and the captain of the team, Asamoah Gyan, and they gave us their own impressions about the game.
Yeah, incredible performance for the team. You know, first of all, I'd like to thank the whole of Ghana for their support. You know, let's come back to the game. You know, we started so well. You know, we had the first chance in about 20 seconds of the game. You know, I should have buried that ball, but you know, it's one of those things. You know, after we backed it up, we came and we scored very early. You know, when you score early in this kind of games, it's really, really important for the team. You know, so we tried our best, and but actually, honestly, I didn't expect 6 goals today. But with the determination of the players and the heart of the players, no, we did so well today, and I'd like to congratulate everybody. Thank you. You know, as I always say, I like to give all my best to help the team to win in most of the games. You know, as a captain, I have to just egg the boys on to play well. You know, I always die for my nation, and this is what everybody saw today.
And many of you by now know that England has also joined the host of nations that have qualified from Europe and the rest of the world, especially in South America. We bring you some highlights of games played yesterday.
And host Townsend's effort was saved by Wojciech Szczesny, while Daniel Sturridge was not able to pounce on the follow-up. Poland are not threatened by the vocal Wembley crowd as Valdemar Sobota pressed forward, but only succeeded in finding the side netting. The home side had yet another opportunity in the 21st minute. Steven Gerrard's free kick just evaded the outstretched boot of defender Chris Smalling at point-blank range. Sturridge continued to be the thorn in the side of the Polish defence as they struggled to contain his threatening runs into the penalty area. Just before the half-hour mark, Townsend's long-range effort cannoned off the crossbar and Sturridge was on hand with the follow-up, but he struck it straight at Szczesny, who parried the ball clear. England totally outplayed the visitors, but they still had no goals to show for their efforts as Danny Welbeck missed another golden opportunity to put the ball in the back of the net. However, yet again, Wayne Rooney popped up to give his side the lead.
Carrick knows where Baines is, and Baines knows where the men in the middle are. And Wayne Rooney delivers again.
Poland had very limited chances at goal. Maurice Lewandowski had his venture field snuffed out with a brilliant save by Joe Hart. Then England ensured their ticket to Brazil with a spectacular run by their captain Steven Gerrard.
And down goes Gerrard, but the ball's in the net. And the captain has sent England to Brazil. The job is done.
2-0 the final scores. England will have another crack at claiming the World Cup when they head to South America.
Well done, Europe. Only 20 minutes for the hosts to fire a shot in anger. It was quite an effort from Alvaro Negredo. A little later, Iniesta and Pedro combined to good effect, and Negredo had the easy task of finding the back of the net. Having had nothing to do for nearly half an hour, Iker Casillas was on hand to deny a rare effort from the visitors as Spain went into the break 1 goal to the good. From the bench came in Juan Mata in the second half, and the Chelsea man added his name onto the score sheet, drilling the ball in to make it a comfortable win for Spain, who claimed the honours in Group I. Started their cause with this from the best player in Europe.
Ribéry. Oh my word! Frank Ribéry is on fire.
Samir Nasri's deflected effort would have made it 2 on the stroke of half-time. Nothing beating the upright, however. The French would take 30 minutes of the second half to finally get their cushion. Olivier Giroud's headed effort unfortunately guarded into his own net by Toribio, before Ribéry laid it up for substitute Karim Benzema to make it 3-0 for France, who still have work to do heading into the playoffs.
Ahead in just the 6th minute of the encounter. The Germans were made to pay for messing around with the winning formula as they found themselves 2-0 down. Alexander Kakanitlich latched onto a Kim Karlström cross to beat Manuel Neuer in the German goals. Over 3 minutes later, the 3-time World and European Cup champions were back in the game as Mesut Özil pulled the goal back just before the half-time whistle as Sweden led 2-1 at the break. German coach Joachim Löw turned to his experienced bench at the start of the second half, bringing on Mario Götze, which paid immediate dividends, with the 21-year-old netting his 5th goal for his country with virtually his first touch of the ball. Germany took the lead for the first time just before the hour mark, André Schürrle capitalizing on a defensive error before scoring his 9th goal for his country. Schürrle was at it again in the 66th minute as the attacking Chelsea midfielder added his 2nd of the night to make it 4-2 to Germany. But Sweden were not about to throw in the towel as they hit back through Huysen again just 3 minutes later. The night, though, would belong to Germany, and André Schürrle, who scored his hat-trick in their 5-3 victory and ensuring that Germany head to Brazil unbeaten.
Portugal's 1-1 draw with Israel on Friday all but sealed Russia's place in next year's showpiece event following their 4-0 drubbing of Luxembourg. But Portugal were keen to give themselves a chance as they threatened on numerous occasions. Luxembourg were dealt a blow as they were reduced to 10 men, and minutes later matters got worse for the visitors as João Moutinho set up Silvestre Varela.
Varela, he can score the goal, and it's a goal for Portugal! Score Varela!
They didn't appear to be missing Cristiano Ronaldo, who was suspended for the encounter, stand-in skipper Nani scoring his side's 2nd.
It's a goal, Portugal, Nani! What a goal!
10-man Luxembourg did well to keep their opponents at bay in the second half, Portugal's best chance falling to Nani in the 71st minute as his header was tipped onto the bar. They would eventually find a 3rd, Postiga beating the offside trap to slot home.
Well done, and Postiga, it's a goal!
They should have had a 4th, a moment to forget for Hugo Almeida.
What a great chance! Hugo Almeida!
The hosts would settle for the 3-goal cushion for Paulo Bento's side to finish the World Cup qualifying group campaign with 3 points.
Now still on World Cup qualifiers versus some highlights in South America.
At half-time last week were denied the chance to celebrate their progression as Colombia fought back to draw 3-3, and they put in another solid first-half performance against Ecuador as Alexis Sanchez provided the final touch to put them in front, before goal-scorer turned provider as Cardiff City midfielder Gary Medel doubled the lead before the break. In a much quieter second half, Latry scored just after the hour mark, Antonio Valencia menacing down the wing before setting up Felipe Casido. They were unable to find an equaliser, but they did enough throughout the campaign to grab the 4th and final automatic South American spot for both sides to make it through to the event.
Uruguay with 3 points. A 5th-minute Luis Suarez free kick was flicked on by Diego Lugano for Christian Rodriguez to slot home. Argentina didn't take long to level though, thanks to Maxi Rodriguez. Liverpool man Suarez put Uruguay ahead just after the half hour, despite the best efforts of Sergio Romero. An action-packed first half was completed when stand-in Argentine skipper Rodriguez levelled again for his side 4 minutes before the break. 5 minutes after the interval, Edinson Cavani made sure the home side did what they needed by ensuring victory. However, it wasn't enough to overturn the gap between them and Ecuador, who lost to Chile, and they will now face off against the 5th best Asian side to go to Brazil.
Wow, so you know Argentina, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Who is the most prominent player in the Argentina?
Don't ask me that, bro.
Okay. No, so you saw that very much. Uruguay, before this very much, were trailing in the qualifiers in South America, but at least this one has given them a bit of edge. So we'll see how the permutations go, but we'll give you a lot more sports tomorrow, but you can always just keep onto this very channel, the Joy News channel on Multi TV, as you get a lot more highlights. You can also tune into Joy Sports, and the best sports activities will always be broadcast to you.
Yes, so up next is the news headlines after the break.